SpaceX. Howdy. Welcome to this episode of World According to the Blind Dog. Today, I would like to talk about the AirCube Ebb Flow hydroponic system by Growace. For those of you not familiar with the ebb flow principle, basically your plant grows in a container filled with a growing medium. That container is then flooded with a nutrient-rich liquid solution, and for a period of time that's determined by you, the farmer, or actually by the plant, and then drained. And as it drains, it pulls beneficial oxygen down into the root system, and it is a really good way of growing hydroponically. It's easy to set up, easy to maintain, easy to operate. You can do it manually, or even have it fully automatic, which is what most people prefer to do. Ever since I was a kid, I always was into science, specifically space travel. So it was no wonder that I gravitated towards hydroponics. So when I tell you that this is a good system, that's many years experience speaking of working with, building ebb flow hydroponic systems. I picked up this 6-cube system with a 25-gallon collapsible reservoir. It showed up in a timely fashion. It was I found the product to be really pretty good, pretty damn good, above expectations. They recommend this system goes in a 5x5 tent, but I put it in my 4x4 tent. I located my reservoir outside the tent, saving space and cutting down in humidity in the tent. Just imagine 25 extra gallons of water sitting inside a closed environment. Here is my reservoir located outside the tent, and it works just fine. I put the anti-siphon elbow right up here at the top. One thing I did run into, I will usually run this from the drain cycle. I usually like to run it down into the reservoir, and cuts down on the noise and whatnot. What happened is it siphoned back out into the buckets when I turned off the power and everything. So you could put an anti-siphon elbow here, pick it up at your local garden store, or you can just cut it off like I did. Eventually, I will put that anti-siphon, just not now. Also, as with any good ebb and flow system, I add a submersible pump. This one had a manifold you could add to it, and add your air line, and so that's what I did. It just basically keeps your nutrient mixture mixed, and the bubbles keep it aerated and full of oxygen, which is an essential part of the ebb and flow system. So I'm currently running some time trials, see how long it takes to fill up and empty. But this is the setup. I did change a couple of things from what the manual said. Here I use the 90-degree elbows for my feed to the reservoir. I watched the videos, and many people put the brain controller on the outside. I thought that of all the components you should have, it should be inside the tent, because that's where the level of the water is judged, inside of the brain controller. And I made a complete loop. If you look down there, you'll see the tubing. Once again, I went down to the local indoor garden center, and I bought some extra fittings, like those tees right there. You see that tee? I put that tee in the line, and that's what I fed to the brain controller, and I did it over there as well. And there is a return tube on the back, so it is basically one big loop, like they tell you in the instructions. But we're going to go ahead and see how long it takes for it to drain. I read the reviews quite extensively. I read the comments on social media, and I don't see anything that concerns me. When I got it, I thought maybe the grommets didn't grab the fittings as tight as I would have liked them, but I've experienced no leaks, and that's what's more important. So I read a comment that said I can build this system for under $100. I don't think so. Not this system. No, sir. I also read another review saying that the product was subpar. I don't see it. Given the state of manufacturing in the world today, I would say this is well above average. Just for this video, I sat down and did the math. I've been delving into hydroponics for over 35 years now. I've grown several different systems. I use different mediums. I always gravitate back to the ebb and flow. It is a extremely simple system, extremely easy to operate, extremely productive. Well, okay. Now, if you're on the fence about whether you want to get a recycling deep water culture system or the ebb and flow system from Growace here, I say get the ebb and flow. This is a completely voluntary assessment review, if you want to call it, of this system, simply based on my experience in building and using the Ebb and Flow system. So you're not going to go wrong. I guess that's the world according to the blind dog. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Until then, go out and make a difference. Be kind to your neighbor. This world needs more kindness right now. Much more.
You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
You guys?
Yeah, you guys.
Yeah, I think so too.